I think Brett Brown is such a bad coach that he has these pieces and he cannot get this to work. Man, that's what I think.
What makes you think Brett Brown's a bad coach? Is it the playoff series from last year?
Can we move to that topic?
Okay, well, anyway, I tried. That is our recent news for this week. We'll hopefully have a whole lot more. There wasn't very much news this week.
Let's move on to the next topic.
But these next few topics are going to be pretty nice. So, moving into our second quarter, we're going to talk about the biggest question marks in each conference. Okay, that was backwards because you're on camera, but there you go. The biggest question marks in each conference. Starting in the West, the Houston Rockets. Now, the Houston Rockets started the season off very bad. Everyone knows that, right? Yep. They were very, very, very low. James Harden shifted into overdrive and brought the team back to 500 and I believe above 500.
Yes.
And then he got hit in the face with a ball from Giannis. And then Chris Paul got injured, and now they're starting to fall a little bit. They lost to Orlando here recently. My first question: can James Harden keep up his pace that he's set over the last several weeks? You might even say a month at this point.
I mean, now, when you say keep up the pace, you mean
scoring?
Literally carrying the team to every possible victory by having 30 plus points.
No, you can't do that. I mean, he's still going to put up his points, but as far as, the biggest thing is with Capella being hurt.
Well, that's the next topic.
Right. But Harden's still going to put up his numbers now if that's all he's worried about. But I feel like they're going to take
I don't think he's worried about it, though. I think he has to do that.
They have to do it
for this team to win.
Right.
So what I'm asking is, if that's the case, can he keep it up? And when I say that, I mean, can he keep it up in April? Can he keep it up in May? And this team, if they don't get to June, it's a failure.
That's what I was just about to say. I think he can keep it up in the season. I think when playoff time comes, his legs are going to start.
And when teams have 2 weeks to scheme against him.
Yep.
That's when his legs are going to start getting tired, as we've seen in the playoffs, right? When he gets into game 6, 7, you start seeing him slow down a little bit.
It happened last year. Without Chris Paul, James Harden couldn't go.
But that's what happens, man, when you're in that system. When you're in that system,
he
puts so much pressure on that guard, man.
Just run.
Eventually you cannot keep that up.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
don't see it. He'll still put up his numbers, but yeah, I think it'll be a replay of 2016 when he played against the Spurs and he
can.
I think it's gonna be like tough.
Right, I could definitely see that. So then the next question, Chris Paul has been injured for a while. When he comes back, what does that do for this team? I have a small follow up, but I want to hear what you think.
I mean, with Chris Paul, man, hamstring injuries are very, very tricky.
Okay, because you just gave me my end. So at the beginning of the year, Chris Paul came in overweight and he didn't look good. Mm-hmm. And then he gets a hamstring injury, which we're used to him getting injuries in the playoffs. Okay, we're used to that. It's not the playoffs. Yeah. It's January.
Yeah, true.
So now, I'm sorry. Continue.
No. So that's all I was gonna say was his hamstring injury is very, very tricky. So he first off has to get back into game shape.
Yep.
Was he ever in game shape this year?
No. Get into game shape.
Is he going to Daniel fast so that he can?
Yeah, he needs to. I got some recipes for you, sir. But he really needs to make sure he's fully healthy.
Yeah.
Because hamstring injuries are very, very tricky. Like you can sit there and be like, I can play, and then as soon as you go out there and play, boom, you re-aggravate it. So you have to make sure that he's fully healed. Now, as far as them as a team, obviously, if you have Chris Paul, even an injured Chris Paul makes your team better, but are they going to be much better? I don't see that.
Well, here's I'm usually the defender of Chris Paul in this show. I'll own it. I'll own that. Here's my thing. Usually with Chris Paul, what happens is because he's a miniature guard, he gets beat up a lot, right? Because he's obviously twisting, turning, trying to get in the lane, all that stuff. So will this rest maybe help him now that he's had some time off? Even while he's injured, just sometimes having some games off is just better for you. Sometimes
it depends on if he's staying and if he's getting in shape.
Yeah,
I do think he's still out of shape. Because Chris Paul, knowing who he is, I believe in Chris Paul. I think he's going to get in shape. Now, I think this year, I'm gonna say something hot take. Are you ready? I think he's got to get it done this year. I think if he doesn't get it done this year, I think his just it's going down. He's gonna get injured again. This is it. This is it for Chris Paul. This is it for the Rockets.
I can see that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is it.
Absolutely.
They got to get it done this year.
So big news in Clint Capella being injured 4 to 6 weeks out. Now in the next quarter, we're going to talk about all the All-Star votes that have come back. I personally think that Clint Capella is playing an All-Star season. He is playing a great season, and he's their only defensive player.
Right.
And now he's out.
Right.
So what's this slide going to be like with Capella out?
Well,
I don't even know their backup.
The only chance well, yes, and Nene's
he's
not bad, but
can I tell you something about Nene though?
What's that?
He hasn't been playing. Like the games that Capella's been playing, he hasn't been playing.
The only chance the Rockets have is to go small and outscore people.
Yep.
Period.
And they're not going to be able to do that.
James Harden. It depends if the other guys start hitting shots, because now Austin Rivers has actually been playing well with them.
Yeah.
In the most recent game,
for now.
In the most recent game, James Harden scored 38 points on 35 shots.
Yeah, he
went 1 for 17 on 3.
Goodness gracious.
If he's already starting to slow down, I get it, it's one night. But if he's already starting to slow down, that's not...
I don't think he is. I think it was just one night.
I mean, we could certainly...
Plus, the way he gets to the free throw line, I mean, come on.
And the way he double steps back from...
They actually said it's not a travel.
It's a 0 step.
It's a 0 step. When he gathers the ball, when he gathers the ball and
then how
takes
come
a step,
Steph got called for it? How come Kevin Knox
They were not the same steps. They were not the same steps. I watched the video on both. They were not the same steps.
Okay.
No.
Because when Harden does it, he takes that first step, which doesn't count as a step technically.
Right. Because he dribbles and it's in his gather.
But it's only in the NBA. NCAA high school, that's a travel.
Yeah.
Because the NBA, they don't count that first step. I get it, but they don't count that first step.
I knew they was about to be like, I can't.
There's actually an official that actually explained
yes.
The differences between the Steph
it's
Curry
an
and the
NBA
James
rule.
Harden.
So what you're telling me is that when he won MVP, he got a new rule for him.
No.
Interesting how that works out. Interesting how that works out.
Stop it, David. Stop it. All right.
So
keep going.
How far? Wait, did we say Capella? Like, are they going to slide?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They're going to slide. Okay.
Big stop.
So how far can the Rockets legitimately go? Can they win a playoff series? Let me just cut to the chase. They're not making the Western Conference Finals. They're not. Can they even make it to the second round?
Yes, I think they can make it to the second round.
Depending on who they play.
Okay, hold on.
Depending on who they play. Because I don't see them beating Denver. I don't see them, obviously,
Golden State.
Oklahoma City? I don't see them beating OKC.
Yeah,
Paul George
is OKC.
I give him a shock though, because OKC's defense is
Paul George is potentially defensive player of the year. I don't want.
No. I'm just saying the other guys though.
But if Paul George is guarding James Harden and can even remotely slow him down,
you think he can remotely slow down James Harden?
He's playing at defensive player of the year level.
Well,
now listen.
When he was playing the Spurs, I didn't think.
Hold on. I think James Harden is one of the best offensive players ever. Okay?
Yes.
But I also think that Paul George is having a great season on defense.
He is.
That's true.
So,
I think with OKC, the thing with me is their bench. Outside of Schroeder. Outside of Schroeder, they don't have anybody that's going to...
That guy Grant has been lately giving... I'm just saying, lately giving them a little bit. So if he can come on, I don't know. But I agree with you. I agree with you. Their bench is...
Yeah. So in a series,
and Westbrook shoots him out.
Yeah, Westbrook shoots him out the game. Paul George gets in foul trouble. Like
I got you. Yeah. Portland.
They could be Portland.
Lakers.
Yes.
Well, without LeBron.
As of right now, they can.
That's right now.
Health?
I'm just calling it
full health now.
Because remember what the team looked like.
I have no faith right now.
Remember what the Lakers looked like late December before LeBron got hurt. They were starting to move.
Yes, but here's the thing. Remember we had Rondo and LeBron healthy.
So what I'm saying
is
at
both of them.
What I'm saying is at full health, I'm not gonna pick this Rockets team. Honestly, you look me in the eye and ask me if LeBron James is gonna lose a playoff series. Unless the Warriors on the other side, I'm not betting you. I'm not shaking your hand on anything. I'm putting my hand in my pocket. You ain't getting his hand to shake it. Nope. Nope. It's LeBron James.
I know, but I'm concerned health wise with my team. Man.
I understand. We ain't talking about that team.
Understand.
So let's jump over. Let's jump to the other side of the country, and talk about the biggest question mark in the Eastern Conference. Yes, my Boston Celtics.
Man.
Okay, now I have a lot to say, so I'm gonna,
yours.
you guys are welcome to ask me whatever you want.
Floor's yours.
Why? I want to hear but I do want to hear what y'all think, and then I will add my stuff.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Why are the Celtics so inconsistent?
I've said this before at the beginning of the year. I'll say it again. There's chemistry issues on that team. I really think I'm not kidding. When Terry Rozier did what he did in the beginning of the year, I'm telling you, it messed up the chemistry of the team.
I think it messed up his chemistry. I don't think it really affected. Now, am I saying there's not chemistry issues? No, there are.
I'm saying that's a piece of it, though. I'm not saying he is the reason. I'm saying that combined with Horford's injury, who's on a minutes restriction, and when he's not on the court,
we're okay.
Boy,
but we're okay.
I know for the season. I know. I'm just saying, but when he's not on the court, there is a clear defensive problem.
Right.
When he's not on the court,
and in since 2019 started, minus the 3-game losing streak that they're going on right now, there have been a lot of improvements to that. I do think that chemistry has something to do with it. I think the reason the Celtics are so inconsistent is because they're still young, and because the team doesn't understand which mode they're in, when they're in, and and they don't always play hard, as Kyrie has pointed out.
Right.
They get up on teams. They get up on every team they play. Because they're better than almost every team in the NBA. So they get up, they get big leads, and then they relax. Because that's just what the young players do. Because when you're in college, that works.
So you have to put the blame on somebody, obviously, since this is going on. So do you blame Kyrie? Do you blame the coach? Do you blame Gordon Hayward and them not figuring out who their number 2 really is?
No, because Gordon Hayward is not the number 2.
I
sits on the bench.
I disagree.
He sits on the bench.
I disagree with you on that. I'm just letting you know. I think the Celtics really do think, although Jason Tatum is important to them, I'm not saying he's not important. I'm not saying he's not an all-star. I'm saying I think he's that important to them when he's coming off the bench scoring. That helps get them going.
No, it absolutely does. But if he was the number 2 option, he would be starting in place of Jason Tatum. Because then Jason Tatum would just come off the bench. Because Jason Tatum
is not coming off the bench.
Jason Tatum is a second-year player, and I actually heard someone say this on the radio. Someone called in, and they were saying that Gordon Hayward needs to be the starter on the team.
That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. That is blasphemy.
I understand what you're saying when we say most important to winning.
Right.
But Gordon Hayward is not the number 2 option. Jason Tatum is the number 2 option.
Okay.
And the reason I think, I'm going to go off of the most recent loss to the Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Hayward was throwing the ball in.
I'm so glad. Keep talking. I'm going.
And Jason Tatum was the one that wound up catching the ball, and obviously Kyrie was there, and the play did not go towards him.
Right.
If Gordon Hayward was the number 2 option, coach would have switched Gordon Hayward and Tatum because they were on the floor at the same time, but Gordon Hayward passed the ball in, giving it to the second option.
So in that play, was that a miscommunication with Kyrie? Because Kyrie thought he was getting the ball.
No, Kyrie wanted the ball.
Kyrie wanted
the ball to go into Al Horford so that he could look and get Kyrie, only because Tatum missed the shot.
Gotcha. I got you. I've been waiting for you to bring this up. I've been waiting all day. I have a little article I want to read to y'all real quick, okay? So this is word for word Gordon Hayward talking to the press after the game, okay? So he was talking about JT, that they call Jason Tatum, on the curl was the first option that Gordon looked at. And so he just said that it didn't go in. And so he admitted that he's well aware that Kyrie Irving wanted to take the final shot, which means he knew when the timeout was there, he wanted Kyrie. He knew Kyrie wanted to take the shot. But he strongly believes that he made the right decision to let Tatum have it.
So obviously, I follow Celtics a little more. You want some more details?
Yeah, come on.
Brad Stevens called the play for Jason Tatum.
Right.
No. You didn't hear me.
No, I heard you.
Brad Stevens wrote up the play, and Kyrie was upset on the bench that it wasn't going to him. So who's to blame?
Just like I just said, is the coach to blame?
No,
I said
not
that.
At all. Because the play was if Tatum's come off that curl, Tatum was open, got him the ball. Tatum had a good look. Right. He just missed it. Okay. The other option would be to pass into Al Horford. And Al Horford was there. But the ball was already going to Tatum. Horford would give it off to Kyrie.
But, David, you know this. Kyrie Irving is one of the most clutch players down the stretch. 100%. How do you not let him touch the ball?
Jason Tatum had the look.
No. That's where I'm with Kyrie. No. At the end of the game, give it to your clutch player.
I get it.
This is the NBA.
I agree.
This is the National Basketball Association.
But am I upset with what Gordon Hayward chose? No. Tatum missed the shot.
I don't blame you.
Do I think Kyrie would have hit the shot and won? Yeah, maybe, probably.
Kyrie, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you at all.
I don't blame Kyrie
I'm feeding
either.
my clutch.
I'm feeding my clutch player. That's right.
Here's the thing. We should have not been in that position to start with.
That really is the money thing. Glad you said that.
The last 5 seconds of the game don't matter when we were up by big in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
There are much more issues going on than where Gordon Hayward decides to pass the ball for the final play.
That's true.
And that's what Kyrie's most upset about, and that's why I'm okay with it.
No, you're right. I'm just saying it's funny how those kind of things can like peel back all kind of stuff that's happens,
Now, I want to talk about this Kyrie thing. Are the Celtics better with or without Kyrie? Can I hear your opinion first? Jeremy, what do you think? Because I've got this. I am ready to talk about it, and y'all aren't ready for what I have to say. It's not going to look good when you look at the score of the game that's going on right now, but go ahead.
I would say right now, based on our current situation, I would say they're better with him.
Okay.
But if you're talking without as far as trading him away or something like that, it depends on who you get. But I'm going to say with, just to answer the question.
I don't want to talk hypotheticals of if you trade someone and get someone else.
So with, I say they're better with him. When
the team is at full strength and Kyrie is the starter versus when Rozier is the starter, I want to know so you think with.
With.
Is it just because Kyrie's Kyrie?
Kyrie's Kyrie.
Okay.
I think they're better with him. I think the thing with Kyrie is they need to figure out a lineup to where Kyrie can be friendly with that lineup. Like, in other words, you can't put... I don't think right now, which I can't believe I'm saying this, I don't think right now Kyrie is working with Jason Tatum and Gordon Hayward and I guess, what was it? Horford, and then I guess the other guy.
So again,
they're not meshing very well.
Okay.
So that being said, I think, and I get it why you say now that Gordon Hayward needs to come off the bench and have somebody else. I just think when they play together, I watch them and I'm like, there's some kind of, it doesn't flow as well. Maybe because of the player that Kyrie is, with the ball dominant guy that he is. Maybe that doesn't work in Brad Stevens' system where he likes to move the ball side to side a lot. That's his whole deal. And so I think that hurts these two sides. So I think they're better with him, but they got to figure out some other pieces. Yeah. Maybe when those other guys go to the bench and Kyrie's in, then he's got some other guys to run with down the court. Something like that. That's all. That's just my opinion.
Okay, so a couple things. The starting lineup for the Celtics is Kyrie, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Marcus Morris, and Al Horford. Mm-hmm. Gordon Hayward hasn't started since November.
I agree. I'm just saying crunch time is there, Gordon Hayward's going to be on the court. Correct. They don't mesh well.
So and these are lineup adjustments that have been made. I understand. Now I'm going to reference the Indiana game where we smacked them.
Yes.
Smacked them. Yes. And the last time we played the Raptors, we also beat them. Okay, the team is just inconsistent. Now, let me tell you what I think about this. Is Kyrie better with or without? No, sorry. Actually, I want to revisit that point real quick because I see that look that you're giving me. When we go up against teams that aren't that top caliber, that's when our young players rest in the middle of games and they don't go 100%. I'm talking about Jason Tatum. I'm talking about Terry Rozier. I'm talking about Jaylen Brown.
But if you do that consistently... Isn't that who you are?
No. Because
you are what you... Like, come on, man. This is old school. You are who you are, man. Like,
because we are far over 500.
Far over 500?
We're like 8 games over 500 right now.
If it quacks like a duck.
I mean, it ain't no mongoose, man.
So what I'm saying is No, sorry. We're gonna get to that point later. That's just what I have to say about it.
I got you.
Okay.
That's fair.
Now, are the Celtics better with or without Kyrie? With Kyrie, we have 2 modes. It's 2 modes that they shift between. Okay. When Kyrie's on the floor versus when Kyrie's off. Mm-hmm. When Kyrie's on the floor, he has the ball all the time. So the young players sometimes get caught watching. They get caught watching him. They get caught, just like he was saying, not going as hard as he can. When Rozier is the starter, all of them go. All of the players go. So the answer to the question of are they better with or without Kyrie?
You're not going.
Is that it's not clear. It's not clear because the team...
Terry.
No, stop. I'm not saying that he is a better point guard. I'm saying with the pieces that there are, and this is to your point as well, with the pieces that there are, when Kyrie isn't playing, that team goes most of the time. Marcus Smart is out right now, and that's why we're going to lose this game tonight. But do I think Kyrie needs to stay and be our long-term point guard? Yes, but I think we still got a ways to go until we can hit our potential. I think we've got to, just like you said, we've got to figure out how to make it work when the other pieces are on the team. Our starting lineup now is fantastic. They were great together. When it shifts to the altered starting lineup and Gordon Hayward is in there as opposed to Marcus Smart or Marcus Morris, that's when the issues start coming. But over the last month, it's gotten a whole lot better. It's just when they lose, everyone overreacts to them because we shouldn't be losing these games. I'm part of that. I'm a little part of that as well. I'm very big for don't overreact on the Celtics right now. I think they're going to be great by the end of the year.
They're going to be great. Yeah.
But right now, like when they lose, everyone's like, "Oh, the Celtics got to change this, and Jason Tatum's got to come off the bench." And but then when they're winning, everyone's like, "Oh my God, the Celtics!"
I guess I just expected Brad Stevens to fix that lineup issue. And I'm shocked that there hasn't been a solution yet. That's the only thing I'm saying.
There's been a lot of change, and we've gone on several win streaks. And then
several.
Mm-hmm. We've gone on 8-game win streaks. We've gone on 6-game win streaks, 4-game win streaks. We've gone on a few win streaks.
And how are you 5th in the East?
Because we also go on losing streaks. Because we get
other side of the sword.
Right. Because someone winds up getting injured, and then this whole thing, and then Jaylen Brown has to come back in the starting lineup. And I love Jaylen Brown, but go sit. Yeah. Go sit down. Go sit down. Go sit down. I need you to get used to coming off the bench like Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward has not started a game since he moved to the 6-man role, but yet Jaylen Brown is bouncing back and forth when someone gets injured. Go pick up a G Leaguer and have him start. And then a minute into the game, then you switch him.
Brad Wanamaker.
Yes, start Brad Wanamaker. And a minute into the game, then put Jaylen Brown.
Why'd you bring that up? Come on, man.
Okay, final question, then we're going to get off this topic. Can the Celtics reach their potential this year and ultimately make the NBA?
That'll be fine.
That'll be good.
Okay.
It's better to have these problems now.
Exactly.
Than April.
And you know what frustrates me the most? When we were saying that in October, I was like, I'm not going to be saying this in November. And then when I was saying it in November, I was like, there's no way I'm going to say it in December. And we didn't have any shows in December, so I didn't have to say it out loud. But I was sitting here thinking, I was like, when the show comes back, I'm not going to have to keep saying this.
Now it's January, yeah.
And now it's January, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to have to say this after the All-Star game.
Middle of January.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Celtics? Right, Kyrie? Anyway.
That was a good topic.
That's it on the Rockets and the Celtics. We think both of them will be okay-ish. The Rockets are not going to reach their potential.
Less much.
Yeah.
The Rockets are going to have a fail of a season. Like, it's just what it is. Yeah. Okay? It's just what it is. We think the Celtics are going to rebound. We'll see how far they can build it up. Now, I'm super excited for this next topic. Moving into the third quarter, there have been 2 returns for votes on All-Star Game. Okay? And we're going to talk about those results and like how those results are and like if we're okay with those results in a couple places. And then at the end of the quarter, we're going to give our picks for who we think the starting lineup should be. Okay? Starting with the Western front court. Leading it, you have LeBron, Luka, Paul George, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis. Those are the top 5. Mm-hmm. In order again, that was LeBron, Luka, Paul George, Kevin Durant, and Anthony Davis. I've got a question. Can I answer the question?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.